What's your opinion of 9/11 13 years later?
I believe that the United States government used 9/11 as an opportunity to cover up things that they didn't want the American people to see. I think that they already had the systems in place to demolish certain buildings and records, and I think that when the attack happened, the reason that all the other buildings collapsed hours later was because that a command had come down to go ahead and destroy documents. That's that famous pull the buildings thing. I think that the Enron scandal, real estate scandals like the Clinton Whitewater thing were all part of a big giant cover-up. I think that there were two things going on at once. There were terrorists on one hand that were attacking the trade centers, and I think the other surrounding buildings were all part of a greater plan to cover up what was going on. That's really how I take it. I think two things were happening and we'll never really know the truth until years later. Kind of like the U.S. government used the Lusitania in the Spanish-American War in 1898. The Lusitania was an accident, but when the American people heard about it in the newspapers, it was considered a terrorist attack. But really, it was just a boiler that blew up on the ship, and we didn't learn about that until the turn of the century was over. And I also believe that, or I'm sorry, that was it wasn't the Lusitania, that was the USS Maine. And then I believe the Lusitania in World War I was another excuse. We blamed the Germans on the sinking of the Lusitania, and really it was a troop ship that was carrying ammunition that we had used as a shield with passengers. So it was a passenger vessel, but really it was an armament ship going over part of the Lend-Lease program. So it was another two birds in one stone. If the Germans hadn't sunk the Lusitania, then the British would have got their armaments. If the Germans did sink the Lusitania, then we could blame the Germans on a terrorist attack, as you could say, to start World War I. So it was another one of those two birds in one stone sort of deal. Same way with the USS Maine and the Manila Harbor.